Success. What is real success? Well, before the meritocracy, you didn't have to go to college, but you need to have certain values and attitude. Okay? So the first was to be open-minded. And so recognize that you have a lot to learn and ask questions, learn from other people, okay? And what people recognized was failure is the best teacher. Why? Because failure forces reflection, right? And resilience, which leads to learning. Okay? And this is a model that most people understood before the meritocracy. Keep an open mind, make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, you will learn from them naturally. And then you can reflect, and then you can become resilient, and then you will grow, and then you will achieve your true potential. Okay? The meritocracy has destroyed this system. Why? Because now we just want you to focus on grades. Okay? And to get good grades, you cannot fail. Do you understand? Failure now is a problem. If you fail a class, you may learn a lot from your failure, but it won't look good on your GPA, right? It will destroy your GPA, and you won't get into Harvard, okay? You don't have failure, you cannot have reflection, you cannot have resilience. Also, before you had time for yourself. Nowadays, every minute is organized for you, right? You come to school, the school day is very long, then you have lots of homework, and then you have activities. Then you have to have dinner, then all that. You don't even have time to just think for yourself, to just chill and do what you want to do, okay? It's intentional, okay? So destroying reflection, you don't have any resilience, and so you can't learn anything. So it's a really bad system because if you're like me, okay, you're just a normal person, your family's not rich or powerful, and you go to Yale and Harvard, it actually makes you fail in life. Okay, let me explain why. Okay, the first is it makes you arrogant. It makes you think I went to Yale, therefore I know more than everyone else, so I don't have to ask questions. I don't have to learn anymore. Okay. Second is that it makes you utilitarian. You only care about things that help you succeed. You're not actually interested in real learning anymore. Okay? And the third thing is all you care about is success. So you're narrow-minded. You don't want to explore. Okay? You're not so creative anymore. Okay? So it's a great system if you come from a rich family, because this system trains you to go into power. But if you're just like me and you need to work hard and be talented and be committed to your passion in order to succeed, this actually destroys all that. And that's why probably the most traumatized people in America are those who came from poor families, who had a dream of going to Ivy League, who got in the Ivy League, and then they just failed in life because they don't have the ability to succeed. They don't have the reflective ability. They don't have the resilience. They're not open-minded. They don't accept failure. They're not committed to learning. They're only committed to success. Okay? So if you're rich, go to Harvard and Yale and Princeton because you'll become more rich. But if you're a poor person, going to these schools may be a mistake. Okay? Certainly for me, it was a mistake because after I graduated, I stumbled through life. For me, it was just failure after failure after failure because I want to succeed right away. Okay? I refused to put the time and effort to learning a real skill and learning a real passion. And so in my 30s, late 20s, early 30s, I became really depressed. And honestly, I thought about killing myself, and I was playing video games every single day. I just hid in my parents' basement. And so I was traumatized by Yale. It took me a long time to get over the trauma and recognize this is a false system. Okay? Yale traumatized me, and I need to relearn to be open-minded, to embrace failure, to be resilient, to embrace learning, okay? And that's why I'm a teacher today, to teach you guys that to be successful in life, this is the formula, okay? You don't need Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. All right? All right, any more questions, guys? Yep.
Well, can we do both, like open-minded and get the grades and being rich?
Okay.
Is it a possible thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, okay? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go into some psychology here, okay? But psychologists have discovered that we have two modes of being, okay? There's the altruistic mode, and there's the utilitarian mode, okay? Okay, so utilitarian is what we call fight or flight. Okay, altruistic is just family and connections. So imagine we're back in the village, okay, and most of the time we are, yeah.
But you said that all the psychology is just brainwashing.
Okay. Yes, psychology is not all brainwashing. There's some validity to it, okay? And so I'm not saying this is scientific fact. I'm just saying this is a good way to understand how things work, okay? All right? All right, so so in the village, we spend most of the time being close to other people, right? We want to be friends with other people, so we help each other out. But sometimes we have to be very utilitarian. So for example, if there's not enough food, okay, or we're being attacked, guess what? Run, man. Okay? So there are these two mindsets. And what psychologists have discovered is they are mutually exclusive. It's either one or the other. The other thing that they discovered is the altruistic mindset is what leads to creativity. Okay? Creativity, and passion, and love. Okay? And the utilitarian mindset is one that's focused on rewards, okay, like grades. So it is impossible to both want to have really good grades as well as help the world. But what's interesting is Harvard wants that, okay? So in your application, you have to say to Harvard, I have a passion. I will die for my passion. But at the same time, I want to be a billionaire. And I will die trying to be a billionaire. At the same time, I know it's important to be loyal to Harvard, so I will die being loyal to Harvard, okay? And the only people who can do this are people who have dissociative personality disorder, okay? And they can test for that in the application. They're so experienced that they know exactly how you think, okay? They all, like, come on guys, you would not apply to Harvard if you were not utilitarian, okay? Right? But you have to pretend you're not. And that's what makes people crazy, okay? Because you're basically an actor. Harvard wants the best actors in the world. They want people to go through like pretending that's something they're not, okay? They want Barack Obama. The problem with Barack Obama is he's soulless. He stands for nothing, okay? In 2008, he promised people hope and change. The moment he gets in office, he's like, sorry man, I was just joking. Why did you believe me? Okay? Then in 2012, when it was time for re-election, he said, oh, you know what? I want hope and change. Okay? In 2016, he's like, you know what, screw that. I'm going to go water skiing now. Okay? So the man is actually soulless. Stands for nothing. All right? Any more questions, guys? Okay, great. So thanks for today, and I'll see you guys after the break. Okay? So we'll continue this after the break.